चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यत देशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। आलोल चंद्र कलश वनमाल वंशे हे रत्नांगरम प्रणय केली कला विलासम श्यामं त्रिभंगललितं नित्यप्रकाशं गोविन्दादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिम् अनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तौ गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। पन्थास्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्यो वायो अथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानम् सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रपदचिम्नि अविचिन्त तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन कृष्णं नानावतारकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समबभात् परम पुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। जय गौर निताई की जय। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय कृष्ण भगवान की जय। जय गुरु महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। So, before I came here, I was in Namisarana. This is my annual program that I conduct. Namisarana is only about 3.5 hours away from Kanpur or Lucknow, which is the almost central part of India. And so Namisarana, in our concept of the universe, that according to the Vedic culture is regarded as the hub, the central point of this universe. So that is the place where Sutta Goswami was speaking Srimad Bhagavatam for the second time. In Namisarana, so it said there were 88,000 sages, sadhus assembled in the forest of Namisarana under the banyan tree, and Sutta Goswami spoke about Bhagavatam. So this program I've been conducting every year for the last, 3 or 4 years continuously, and this is one of the programs that I'm doing. This is a kind of a little personal program. Now, what I do is that I take many students and professors from the IIT Kanpur campus. IIT stands for Indian Institute of Technology. It is we have about right now we have 5 campuses called IITs. And IIT Kanpur is regarded as maybe the best, especially in computer science. All the engineering boys, generally they go outside India, and they are the cream of our India students. Best students go to these IITs. So there are so this program mostly PhD students doing PhDs, and some BTech, MTechs, and PhD students and professors. So every year we generally I do this in the month of January, but this year it was a little late because of the temple opening program that I conducted in Manipur. So we had it's like a little bit like a picnic type, but then you chant a long time there, go out in the morning, and then we have Srimad Bhagavatam under the banyan tree. It's a very nice program. The spiritual environment is it's like a village, but a lot of the banyan trees spread out still. So this program we conduct regularly, and we have especially in these engineering campuses that we have this connection with Krishna consciousness for the last several years. So the students join, but full-time come very slow, because most of them go mostly in America. Either they go either to Silicon Valley, or many of them are spread out all over parts of the planet. Yeah, but we get in touch with them through the emails. But they are generally very good students, very dedicated and very sincere, and also very interested in. So one of the good things in India is happening is like that most of these campuses, like in Bombay, in Mumbai also, many of our students, even devotees, full-time devotees, come from these campuses. So it is a very fertile ground in India, these IIT campuses. They're slow, but takes about sometimes 6-7 years to, some of them come full time, but even if they don't come full time, but they do a lot of service, staying either in the United States, many aspects they help. So this program I conduct regularly, I mean yearly. It's a yearly program, and I'm in touch with the students. Generally about 40, 50 PhD students that because it is a fresh students come and they have to become oriented again, and but generally about 50 to 60 strong. Is there in one campus, and then similarly other campuses are also there. But it is this nice program especially for the students, and so I invited them to come to Kumbh Mela. There were actually one day, many of the students came from the IITs during the Kumbh Mela while I was there. They come sometimes to Mayapur, and they're also very busy. Generally, this is one of the ways that we make devotees from the campuses. Similarly, there are other college preaching works. So other things that generally I do, the Prabhupada's main instruction to myself was to actually present Krishna consciousness among the scholars and intellectuals of the world, specifically the scientists of the world, and so in trying to render a little seva. So I interact with in various levels in the academic as well as religious communities. So I do programs on science and the religion, because science and the religion is a very good way of interacting with both the scientists as well as the religious groups. So that way it is a very good platform. So that's why Prabhupada was asking us to organize conferences. It's called the World Congress, or the first conference in Prabhupada's time. It was 1977. The conference was titled First International Conference on Life Comes from Life. That was Prabhupada gave that title. We discussed in Vrindavan that about this conference, and I wanted to title a different way, but Prabhupada said, no, this would be better. That First International Conference on Life Comes from Life. So that was done in October 14 to 16, 1977, just exactly 1 month before Prabhupada's leaving this planet. And so his instruction was that we organize these conferences primarily for interaction, dialogue with the. It is no use of saying that all scientists are demons, but a platform has to be created for dialogue, for interaction, and for discussion. So that once you have a dialogue properly, then you become to interact, and then some of the good-hearted souls will become inspired to take up the science of Krishna consciousness. So therefore these conferences are very useful, and it is a very important platform for bringing many scholars, especially the scientists, to a common platform for discussion. So I'm pretty much that is part of my little seva. That but these conferences are very expensive, and also it requires a tremendous preparation, and so we have done 4 international conferences so far. And the last conference that we did was Prabhupada's Centennial in Calcutta. About 2,000 scholars, scientists, and philosophers, and a few Nobel laureates. Generally try to get prominent people in such conferences. The last conference, we have Professor Charles Towns. He's the one who discovered the laser. He got Nobel Prize for this. Now this laser technology today, even like laser printing, laser eye operation, and all these things are his contribution. He was the keynote speaker in Calcutta. He's he must be about 82 years old, but he's very active, and he's also highly religious. So he came the keynote, to do the keynote in Calcutta. So this is why I'm in touch with some scholars around the world. And my workup is interaction. Then another thing that in the process of trying to do a little seva in this Prabhupada's instruction, I also become involved with called interreligious dialogue. And interreligious dialogue, what happens is that it is very similar with science and the religion, because many of these religious leaders and these religious scholars, they also belong to different, let's say, communities, religious backgrounds, and also they are also very interested in some aspects of science, modern science. So that I am very involved with this in the worldwide, called international interreligious dialogue. So that's one of the reasons why I go so often to Rome, because Rome is very good fertile. Sometimes when I go to Rome, I say that Rome is the Vrindavan of Europe. in some way, because Rome people come, all in Christianity, the Catholics, because of the presence of the Vatican, many people come there, but their mind is very kind of bent toward some kind of a religious this conception, and I find it very interesting and also very very important. That way we create this very interesting platform for interaction, and so these are some of the things that personally I do, and I do not come so often except in France and Italy. In other parts of Europe, I have not visited many countries so far, but mostly I am in like countries like Indonesia, like Malaysia, and Singapore, and those countries I frequent a little bit, and otherwise I'm in India. So I thought I would just say a few words about what is meant by Krishna consciousness, and also why one should take it up Krishna consciousness. So so in doing this, I thought it is useful, because now science is very powerful in the modern world. I thought it is useful to relate. These are some of the things that I use in public in the lecture format. But somehow I just said some of this. There was a conference last year in Iceland. It's called the International Conference on. The title was Iceland 2000, but the topic was on science and religion. International Conference. So I was invited as one of the speakers, and so I spoke a little bit about in the line that Darwin's mistake and his influence in the modern world. But this was not the title actually. The title was title different from the a Vedic conception about thinking about the life and something, so that I was giving a little bit hiding, but in the middle it comes that part, Darwin's mistake. So everybody got surprised, and because especially these are mostly American scientists, about 300 scientists. But there was a lot of questions came, and so it was very interesting. And you see, today the whole world except majority of the, I think almost maybe about 90% the people accept that this is a proven scientific kind of semi-scientific conception of Darwin's. But in the Vedic conception, Darwin's theory will be correct if there is room to add about Atma within the conception, but there's no room for Atma to be present in that model, and so therefore we said it's a mistake. But if that is added, then some sense can be made out of it. But so therefore we are trying to add the Atma within this paradigm, so that becomes Vedic paradigm. And but life is a very interesting process. So the whole process of Krishna consciousness is actually to try to understand what life is, in the basic platform. Sometimes you call it spiritual science. Sometimes you can say the spiritual paradigm, and but the whole basic concept of Krishna consciousness is actually to understand what life is. What is life? And so what is life itself is a very interesting question. And many scientists in the history of science, that although they are not biologists, but they have thought about this. Just like in 1944, that Schrödinger, he wrote a very classic monograph called "What Is Life?" 1944. So that remains as a very interesting book for many, that in the philosophy of science as well as in the biological sciences. But he heavily quoted from the Upanishads. You will be surprised that Schrödinger, the Austrian physicist, got Nobel Prize. He's one of the regarded as the founders of quantum physics. But but he was interested, and he was trying to relate something from the Upanishads. You can find this from the library. It's good to have a look at it, what he says. So there is some interesting thoughts that some of the well-known scientists have said something about life. So I thought this may be of a little interest. So there is Niels Bohr is one of the fathers of in this quantum field physics. So he says that the very existence of life, as in biology, must in biology be considered as an elementary fact. This is terminology that they use. Elementary is something like fundamental. Just as in atomic physics, the existence of the quantum of action has to be taken as a basic fact that cannot be derived from ordinary mechanical terms, presents a close analogy to the impossibility. Yes, it's a Gauri Taiki. A close analogy to the impossibility of a physical or chemical explanation of the peculiar functions characteristic of life. So it gives some kind of impression that life is beyond physics and chemistry. So this is a good starting point, even from the Niels Bohr. He did this not as a religious-minded person, but somehow through intuition from his study in physics, in atomic physics. So came up some idea like this. So I thought this is a very interesting, even from a well-known brilliant scientist, but a thought. But these are not generally not very extensively discussed. Then Einstein says that he says science. What is science? He says science can only be created by those who are thoroughly imbued with the aspiration toward truth and understanding. So that is the concept of science, at least in the mind of Einstein. But that he said this source of feeling, however, springs from the sphere of religion. In other words, to find actually the truth and the meaning and the understanding. So he said this type of conception, the truth, we are searching for the truth, but the truth actually said it comes, the source is from the spiritual, let's say, foundation or religious foundation. So I thought this is what we say. This is the actually Vedic kind of understanding, that the spirituality is the foundation, our religious principles. That and it is also beyond our this basic material conception of let's see. There's another interesting. After this, I will say something. There is a very well-known scientist who is very active. So he's in Switzerland. His name is Arber. He got Nobel Prize in 1978. He's a biologist, physiologist in medicine. So he says, although a biologist, today, but one thing I wanted to say a few things about biology is that biology means the science of life, like Ayurveda. So in biology, we are supposed to study about the life science, about the science of life. But actually, biology does not study life. So this is kind of a misnomer in the sense that. But what the biologists are trying to do is that because of the successes in the physical sciences in the last, let's say, this is about 300 years or so, that because physical sciences, have done tremendous exploration about trying to understand about the nature of this universe. So there are some success in this in the physical sciences. So therefore, the biologists try to borrow that conception, that model, and extend the study of the life. So therefore, they say, because of the extension of this physical conception, of the mechanistic conception of the universe, they try to apply it in life sciences. So therefore, they have to say that life is also a product of the molecules, atoms and the molecules. So that's so. This is not their fault, because they are following a paradigm, and so because of that paradigm, they are forced to say things like that. So therefore, but if you say, so then the same thing as Darwin's mistake. That Darwin's mistake means, it doesn't include about the about the Atma, about the spiritual foundation. So when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamai Bangsa Jivaloke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So he says, Mamai Bangsa, Angsha means parts, my particles. They are all my particles, and they are eternal. Krishna says that, so that means, when Prabhupada says life comes from life, that this is what Prabhupada meant, that Krishna is the supreme life, and we are all his children, his parts and parcels. So so therefore in this modern model of studying about life, if these concepts, this the spiritual conception is included, then the matter is resolved. So that is the point. So he says, what did I say? Although a biologist, Arber says, although a biologist, I must confess that I do not understand how life came about. To me, auto-replication means, I think maybe you all know all these terms, that that duplication of, let's say, DNA or RNAs, these molecules. So this auto-replication of macromolecule does not yet represent life. So I said, no, this is not life. That's what we say. Even a viral particle is not a live organism. Viral, that's like a virus is the cause of any diseases. Some people say virus is there's missing link between life and non-life. Said many biologists say, and some people say no, it is not life. It is just a molecule. Actually, virus is a molecule. So he also says, viral particle is not a live organism. It can only participate It can only participate in life processes when it succeeds in becoming part of a living host cell. So therefore, when it gets contaminated in a living cell, it comes through form, then it duplicates, looks like it's alive, it's acting like alive. So therefore, it's the diseases that we have this. But virus itself is not life. And so there's a lot of controversy about this. But this is also our opinion that virus is not life. Therefore, then he says, he said, this mystery has come about together remains a mystery to me. The possibility of the existence of a creator of God, it represents to me a satisfactory solution to this problem. So he's saying preaching words. Let's see. So these are some of the important principles that we use in presenting as a Krishna consciousness among the scholars. This is the last thing that I would say this one. This is a Schrodinger, it's 1944. Schrodinger says, our science, in present modern science, the source of science, Greek science is based on objectification. But I do believe that this is precisely the point where our present way of thinking does need to be amended, perhaps by a bit of blood transfusion from Eastern thought. So this is from this book, that What is Life, that this is 1944, that Schrodinger wrote this. So that it's kind of an indication that we are doing the right thing, that to go a little bit deeply into the Vedic culture, Vedic science, so that will be the primary function of the human form of life. And so when Prabhupada spoke about life comes from life, from the by observing this, the whole scenario of the modern education, especially scientific education, so Prabhupada felt that very strongly that the scientists are misleading in the name of scientists, because scientists have a very honored place in the society, and they have they have great influence, especially to the modern life. They are all doing very good, also useful work, but in some areas, so they are misleading the common masses. So in this way, their spiritual life has been somehow disrupted by some of the bold statements of scientists. So therefore, Prabhupada was very upset in saying this thing. But otherwise, he had a lot of appreciation about other works. But so they should not go beyond their let's say, sphere of their understanding or work. But they should not just say simply because that they have so much strong influence in the modern world. So in this way, so that was the primary. So that was sometimes the conversation, strong words that Prabhupada used about modern scientists, just mainly because of that. So. So in this connection, we have also to recognize about a little bit about this world. That in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains that how we are in this material world, how we are influenced by the modes of nature. So these modes of nature, that the Rajasic and Sattvic, the Rajasic and the Tamasic gunas, the goodness, passion and ignorance. So these the role of these elements, called elements or ingredients, called the cosmic ingredients, play a very, very important role in modern world. And so these influences, because of that interaction, that the living entity tends to forget about its real nature. So because of that, this influence, when the covering of these gunas are so strong, so thick, and then the intelligence is covered. So therefore, unless that covering is removed by some discipline, but a strong discipline called sadhana, and it would not be so easy to overcome that bondage. So therefore, we see that especially in this age called Kali, in this millennium, that people are not so easily come forward to practice Krishna consciousness. So therefore, we have to also recognize this modes of nature, the influence of the modes of material nature. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami in the dialogue, and Sanatana Goswami is asking that people say that I am a Pandit, scholar, but then he was submitting that, but I don't know anything about who am I and what is the purpose of life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving this message that you have to realize that the ultimate nature, your nature is to recognize that you are a servant of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. That this is a very foundational aspect of any process that we are trying to acquire knowledge or to learn, to study about the nature of spiritual life or spiritual science. This is the foundation. And so in order to therefore come to that stage, that why we do the sadhanas, why we have to follow the disciplines, why one has to follow the regulative principles, why one has to follow the strong discipline in one's life. This becomes a prerequisite. This is a requirement for in order to basically to cleanse the influence of the modes of material nature. So it is by cleansing or by the process of there's a constant practice of cleanliness, that these layers of covering up the modes of material nature will be removed. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's that Siksastakam, Cheto Darpana Majanam. Cheto Darpana Majanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Bhitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Cheto Darpana Majanam is just removing this covering of the modes of material nature, this cleansing process. In this millennium, in the millennium of Kali Yuga, let's say by the process of Sankirtan. So that is a spiritual science, or this is a spiritual practice, has to be the prime focus of the sincere souls, so the individuals, including the scientists, for everyone. No one is exempt from that. So, so these are spiritual matters. And once we have some basic discussion about the nature of life, and also in the life of the experiences that we have in the modern science, and also the limits of the science, then one can begin to discuss about these aspects, that really life is beyond the material conception, and how we are acting is that because of this covering of this the modes of material nature in life. So that has to be cleansed, that has to be purified. And so when once it is cleansed, then come to remove all these lower modes of nature, that the tamasic and the rajasic. And even when one comes to the mode of goodness, and then one also has to transcend that. One has to go beyond that. So one has to come to the Vishuddha Sattva state of consciousness. And then one will be able to see the three fundamental aspects of life. The spiritual aspects, that Satchit Ananda, that platform, so one will come and that platform, then one can see the true nature of life, and will be able to see the ultimate meaning of life, the ultimate understanding about the purpose of life. So in this way, when one has a little knowledge about that life comes from life, that then one will be able to have at least some form of understanding about what life is. And so Krishna consciousness is actually basically therefore trying to understand what is life in the ultimate sense. What is the purpose of life, and how to realize, how to apply understanding in serving the Supreme, then the higher aspects of then journey in life's journey, and developing that pure devotional service. It comes as leading to that after purifying that it's individual life, and then one can fully engage in the pure devotional service. So this is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness, and from this, this is how we try to relate with the scientists. There's some basic conceptions along these lines, and so when you actually become interested and not come as a devotee in India, but at least they have developed a certain, say, appreciation about these thoughts. And now today, at least in the circling around the world, and seeing many friends and people, either in the conferences or in individuals, actually many are becoming quite interested. So it is very different. About 15-20 years ago, it was kind of it was very difficult to relate very easily. But today, it's quite it's very open. By the mercy of Prabhupada, is a very open-minded, and also there are and all these important scientific organizations. They are including some of these topics of discussion. Like there is a society in America called the American Association for the Advancement of Science, called AAAS. It's the largest scientific body of the world. They have annual meeting about let's say about 10-15 years ago. It was to bring some kind of a religious conception. Was very much everybody felt that it is something strange. But today there is a session on science and religion in this annual meeting, and so I think many are becoming aware that we have to bring the spiritual principle in our search for knowledge. So this is very the blessings of Prabhupada, and seeing slowly things are beginning to happen. So maybe I should hear something about. If you have some I like to hear about the Pandavachana, what you're doing and what are your plans, and I'll be interested to hear something about, so that you can participate. You have any questions? Otherwise, you can tell me something about Pandavachana. Pandavachana, right?
He's my son.
Pardon?
He's my son. I told you, my son.
Oh, yes, sir. So then I have that's the review slides. Some slides are there.
Yes.
Let's see. So these are many of them are some are similar. So I just give you the little picture of what some of the programs are. But before doing that, can I hear something about the Shana? Pandava Shana?
Something about Pandava.
I've been here for the past 9 months.
Okay.
Final Center basically started about 3 years ago, and it just started off with a Saturday program where the congregational youth, they're like few families that come to the Sunday program, so their children come on a Saturday, and we just have a program amongst ourselves, something like, sometimes we do role plays, but we split into groups, and each group would have a different topic, and they'll have to talk about the topic. Sometimes we'll have debates. Basically that's how it started, and the Pandava Center, the youth group, we started to bond, we started to make friends, we started to get to know each other better, and we started doing like drama productions. Like for festivals, we did a Ramayana, for Janmashtami we would do the plays. Last year we did Sudama. So we do our own soundtracks. What else do we do? Yeah, basically we help out with all the festivals in Birmingham. Pandava Center, because we have like a very dedicated youth group, they have a lot of energy, so they help a lot with the temple activity. We had a 24 hours kirtan. We did the first one last year. That one was quite successful. This year was even more successful. We started last weekend, and that was organized by the Pandava Center. We did the cooking, we organized the cooking, we had meetings from and we managed to get Madhava Prabhu from Switzerland, from the Vrindavan Gurukul, so he came and sang really amazing atmosphere. Everybody who came basically said that they saw a really good atmosphere, and then temple, I hope you'll see the same.
University program?
Yeah, we have university programs.
Festival.
University program. Okay.
Oh. What type of university program you have?
We have 3 different universities. I don't know much about Aston University, but I was at Birmingham University, Help Social Society there. And basically we had we have a structured program, like we start them off with We're Not This Body, that'll be the first program, and then we gradually lead them on to the Krishna consciousness. And like, we started off, last year we started off with We're Not This Body, our real identity, then we went into karma, reincarnation. If we're not this body, then that means we reincarnate this body. So, and step by step, then we went into 3 modes of material nature, Bhakti Yoga, love, and then many faces of God and different aspects of God, different religions, what they thought of God. So we started off with impersonalism and then went on to Krishna. So it was just gradually bringing them up to Krishna consciousness. And in all the programs we have Kirtan and Krishna.
You also invite some people from outside?
The internship program in the university.
In the
Oh,
university,
yeah.
we advertise, we put up posters all around the campuses, and what else is there? They have we have freshers fairs. We advertise them. We get people to sign up. They become members of the society, and they come regularly. I think we have fortnightly programs. Guest speakers as well. Yeah. I think we have this the Ayurvedic, and then we have the past life regression by Jada. That's probably one of the most active. Yes,
Why is it called Panabhishana?
It's a long history.
Yes.
Because the Watpo temple, this government was going to close the temple. Then there were so many cases with the government, one after after we are losing. Then we found there is no hope to fight. like Arjun, there is no hope. Then we made this Pandavasana to fight with him.
Yeah, that's a good name.
We get that name since quite good name. Now we've like split up. We use that Pandavasana idea. We have like Arjun, Yudhishthira, we have different groups. Like for PR, I think that's B. And then Arjun is for the university preaching,
Mm-hmm.
and Nakula Sadhya, the different aspects of
I see.
our preaching activities.
Mm.
They,
So,
they also print magazine.
I see. You have a magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Mm.
We'll give you
I can see one of
we'll
them.
give you
Huh?
one copy.
Also around the world, it's ISKCON Youth Forum is some similar conception.
Yeah.
Youth Forum.
It's in the UK, it's called
Mm. It will be good to plan a conference for the youths. That they organize Pandavasana and different names. All this some kind of gathering in a place like maybe England is a good place, right? For because here Pandavasana is strong. Everyone will be protected by the Pandavasana. And something like in London, we have like an international, that's worldwide, bringing all the different youths. Maybe like not be every year, but once in 2 years or 3 years. I think that will be a very nice swing. Like in all the organizations, that the youth has an important place. Like in the Parliament of Religion, they have a very strong youth wing. And similarly, this is called United Religions Initiative, where I'm involved. They also have youth wing from around the world. And so every organization, international organization, has very important youth wing. But to get all together and to learn each other about, I think it's maybe a good platform for having a very important, like gathering, and invite some important people to speak, and also have to know each other better, and also plan for more active work. I think that may be an important part of Krishna consciousness. And so you have planned something like that? Like,
The mandatory.
yeah, I think it's.
But the last year there's a youth conference in seminar,
That's more Hindus.
Hindu youth conference here. They attended this.
We'll work together with the Hindus, but ISKCON
Mm.
and some of the We're still some of the members of this Pandavasana and also London are also helping get Leicester Pandavasana started, Coventry Pandavasana, so Manchester I think they already have gotten started. We're slowly building up these groups within the West Midlands within the UK.
Yeah, that's maybe a very good, like our graduating Gurukuls also. The Gurukuls graduating, they can also be brought in this fall, because together and
This is we are trying to every city.
Yeah.
Make that.
yeah, that's I think it looks like a nice program.
Sometimes they need some guide, yes, of course. So this way,
You get advisory board. You create one advisory board members, 7 members. You select from around the world to get some feedback. Yeah, and then I think in this century, I think we should organize one very important gathering conference in some good season. Either in that could be any part of the India also will be a good place, less expensive. And even in Mayapur, good, because so many are gathered together, and in about 3 days dedicated for the festival. So many people are coming. And all Vrindavan. Vrindavan is Prabhupada's during the Kartik festival. I think many come. They come from I think it's
During
super
proper
nice.
disciplines too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Then the Disciplines Day festival at that time. Many come from around the world. It will be less expensive except the air ticket flying. But it will be nice to organize something like that. It becomes an important wing of preaching. Oh, that reminds me that this year in the GBC meeting we had discussed about preaching projects, and that the preaching, any form of preaching, and because in the modern world, like people try to recognize and also try to get their help, their skills and expertise be given to others. So we come up with this idea that from next year we like to invite those who are doing pioneering preaching works in any field. I want to recognize them. I want to some recognition. We want to invite them to the Apple Festival, because one day will be dedicated for this, or if it's required, maybe 2 days, 1 or 2 days, to honor the devotees in general. And say that will be in any field, like pujari, or book distribution, college preaching, or university preaching, or cultural presentation with festivals, and so any kind of a preaching work. So the GBC members put me in charge for this program. So I'll be sending some informations, and I would like to get all the informations come in the month of December, so that there will be enough time for preparation, so that they can come to Mayapur. These devotees who will be honored. But this is going to be every year, starting from next year. So something can be proposed from Pandavasena of the programs.
They called Excellence Awards.
Yeah, something along that line, or recognition that of doing something very nice preaching work. It's like just like Nobel Prize, and the ordinary community they get it back. But our Vaishnava is of course Vaishnava, the spirit is the humility. But sometimes I wanted to request that we can use their skill, because some people are they have talented in that particular preaching work, and so that they can teach, or they should be recognized worldwide. So that if you want his help, that you call him, and he can come you can invite him for 1 month, 2 months in the temple, and give the training. So this is for training and educational purposes. Because some people are very good in pujari work, but they can be invited for like 1 month or 2 months. The temple can sponsor and let them come. But he's good in this. So then some people are good in book distribution. He can be invited. So there's recognition every year. There should be talents, new talents, and we want to increase this. So this type of and so this is for the welfare of the society, also to encourage also those individuals who are doing seva, and so these things are planned. So if there is any information in any field, please send it to me. Yeah, it's very nice program, and so now it is almost very 10 to 10, right? So shall we do a little? You want to put this here? Because the deities. This is actually very
Another way. Not like this.
in this Triveni. So the BBC, this BBC television were after us, and because they saw for the first time that it was a surprise for them why so many drummers are coming, and so the whole ground of Kumbh Mela in the sand. So it was. So we did. So every place was like a stage for performance of this drumming. That was how we did the program. This is actually just like the slides are all scrambled. This is just toward the end on the morning of. This is the Puri beach, and out in the morning, the first sunrise of 2001 in Puri. So let's see what's happening. Yeah. So this is it's called Sri Sri Jagannath Millennium Sankirtan Padayatra. It is like that. This is in Oriya, in Odisha language. You can see that it's the mostly our drummers at these are three drumming group. It was in December. It was nice in Puri because it's not so hot, it's not cold, it's perfect, and that was and it's singing a lot. Now maybe we can pass quickly through. That is the background. Just wanted to show you. So we had this Manipuri style, and so we had the drumming, and since I was doing singing, so we had. So next. There are quite a few devotees also came from Andhra Pradesh, and it was quite well received. Next. So please go on. Yeah, we can just go over here. This Puri is very nice. The coconuts and. Although it was devastated just about 2 years ago by cyclone, but Puri remained unaffected. So this is near the beach actually. Yeah, let's go. So this is a part of the parikrama of the Puri temple, and we stopped in different places and did this acrobatic drumming and chanting. Yeah, please carry on. You can see that Jagannath behind. Yes. You have to come and join next year. We are planning to next year also, in December, the end of December. So this is a parikrama part around Lord Jagannath temple. Yeah. Yeah. This is the truck. I don't have a. This is truck. This carries Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and so this is the truck was decorated like like Jagannath. These are the flowers that in that Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra will be sitting. Yeah, actually this is it. This Jagannath, Baladev, this is it. Yeah, this is that organized by the Bhubaneswar boys. Mostly the Bhubaneswar devotees. Next. Yeah. That's you can see Jagannath temple behind. Temple is there. The priests, the kings and the king's priests are very pleased. So we are requesting that the Westerners be allowed to enter into the Jagannath temple. And so that said, it may not be very far. So we're praying that the blessings of Prabhupada, Jagannath, may happen. It's the temple. The temple. Let's see. Yeah, it's still in Puri. Puri. Yeah, this is the stage, Sri Jagannath Millennium Sankirtan Pariyatra. This is in the Gandhi Ghat, in the beach. And we did a little demonstration of dramas because the king was there. King and many of the spiritual leaders from Jagannath Puri, they spoke. They came. This is already in the night, after finishing the Pariyatra.
This Manipuri dance.
These are all Manipuri dramas, yeah. So this is a part of that stage. Yeah, some of the speakers are also on Gaudiya leader was also there. Okay. Okay. Please. Okay. So this is the first sunrise in millennium sunrise in Puri. This is a Kumbh Mela. This is see that's our Prabhupada Gaunita in the card. These are all saints. Kumbh Mela is a lot of fun. But this is actually in Puri. Not in Puri, all mixed. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, see, this is a Kumbh Mela. So that is called Krishna, this is called Balaram. These two bulls. Yeah. So Krishna, Balaram was also very, very active in the Sankirtan. I was told that the last day they also took were in the Sangam in the water. They took a dip. The pool for the first time in the Kumbh Mela. Yeah, this is yeah. So that bridge, we are underneath. Our camp is under that bridge. This is a railway bridge on the. Yeah, this is Triveni. The millions of people. This is a part of that. Okay. This is Kumbh Mela. It's a very nice program there. Okay. This is Jagannath Puri again. Yes. Okay. Oh, so that's it, huh? Yeah. Okay. So basically, that's to give you an indication that. So if you come to India, maybe you can plan to visit Manipur. You can, yeah, you can give your suggestion because I am building actually some kind of a small university, and so I can give us your advice as well as your suggestion, and we'll have College of Brahmachari first, and also in Bhubaneswar, I'm planning. In Bhubaneswar, we have about 150 brahmacharis in the temple. So it's good for monastic training. In Manipur, I don't have too many brahmacharis. All the brahmacharis got into the Grihastha ashram. But I have quite a few brahmacharis from Bhubaneswar to Manipur. All the pujaris are 15 pujaris, all the brahmacharis, all the deity worship and all by brahmacharis. I have 2 schools in Manipur. I have about schools are about 400, about 900 students in 2 schools. But the schools are day schools, and but then in Agartala I have 3 schools.
Oh,
Yeah, one school has about 2,000 students in one school. Yeah, that's kind of a premier school of the state. And one school is partly residential. And, so we teach the basic philosophy of Krishna consciousness, but regular school. So altogether I have about 5,000 students. And 2 students are from one school is promoted to a semi-college this year in Manipur. Also one is already in Agartala. 2 schools are. Because the issue is that demand from the government said that I was not very keen of doing it because it's hard to run the school. But now we are doing it this year. And then some of the schools, it's very nice, many of the schools graduate, since this has been running for the last, was like 15, 20 years. Many of them have graduated, and some are medical and different paths. And they come to the festival in the temple. They say, Maharaj, we are your product. They are very, very nice. So in this way, it is, at least give them some little basic training. But as this university gets going, so I will be planning to have some serious study on, especially on the called the College of Brahmacharis. And I will start with it first, and basically for training the young students, young devotees who come in the movement. And it was one of the primary projects of this temple. That's why it's called the university. And so please come and visit. Or you can do it.
I sometimes go to Silchar, visit to Silchar to listen.
Yeah, it's only about 15 minutes flight from Silchar.
From
Gauni time. That's going to come to Krishna. We also did it in Gauhati this time, with just 100 Brahmas, and 2 did in Assam.
I sometimes go to Kasa Silchar because I've got some relatives.
Every- Oh, sure. So what is your plan in here? You want to plan a big temple?
Yeah, we have got this last, though it was started in long ago, 15, 16 years ago, but there are so many things happen. Who used to run this? He
I
joined
see.
in Krishna took all the devotees.
See, I came here in, what is it, that was 1990, right?
90 at that time.
Anybody remembering that when I came here?
Yeah, I attended that function, yeah. And that
We had a
was
program in that hall,
Hall, that,
city hall. In fact, as the hall that one of our lady, our girl martial artist got hurt.